fantasy footballers.
That turned into Shaka Khan.
Oh!
Shaka Khan! I don't know
Welcome to
why.
the show after the show. It can turn into whatever you want it to turn into.
Shaka Khan when you're rocking the Shaka
The primal
Khan.
scream is just that's your world. We're just living in it.
It's for us. It's the upside down.
Ooh,
I like it.
We if you've heard either of us scream,
those are upside down. Well,
Those are upside down
Jason's kind of,
it's
getting
true.
there.
But we went back and listened to that first one, and it just brought me back to a happy place where I had somebody to relate to.
Right.
But
Hey,
he's
that,
still
that
10
should give
times-
you hope.
the blood sport.
Right.
one,
It does give me hope.
when he was like, yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
It looks
Hey,
like Howard Dean.
So here's what we're doing on the show after the show today. We've had some suggestions on Twitter. We had somebody who wanted Jason to just talk about Jeff Fisher on every show after the show.
Smart man.
We're not going to do that. We're going to look at some childhood sports memories today. And so I don't know if either of you guys have a story that jumps out. I have one that I'll tell to start it out, and then Jason, if you have one, you can share it.
I got one. And
Wait,
then
wait.
Mike, we'll just throw him off to the side.
Honestly, when Mike started playing flag football with us, and he told me this is the first time he's played organized sports, I assumed you didn't have any childhood sports stories.
I have a tennis
Do you have some
story.
of getting tennis story?
I got tennis elbow when I was 8.
I quit.
All right, Andy, what's your story?
I don't know if Mike really has some or not. I'm bated breath. So here's my story. I played basketball all growing up. Organized leagues, played in the Boys and Girls Club, played in those different leagues, and I was in a league with all older kids. I was the youngest kid on the team. And I remember this like it was yesterday, and I must have been 7, 8, 9 years old. Championship game. Team has made it all the way through the playoffs. We're in the championship game, coming down to the wire. I'm on the bench, man. I'm at the bottom of the bench. I couldn't be further from, like, I'm actually in the stands practically. I'm barely on the team. And our star player, 5 seconds left, drives down the lane, goes up for the layup. We're down by 2 to win the game. He gets basically clobbered, hits his head on the ground, shaken up. So he has to come off the court. The way that works is if you cannot take the free throws,
Same
the
as the
op-
pros.
the
team.
opposing team gets to pick somebody from the bench to take the free throws.
They get to pick
They
somebody.
get to pick. And
That is the stupidest rule I've ever heard.
it's the rule. So
No, because it makes sense because you don't want if the
fake
guy's a
injury,
bad
yeah, fake
free
injury,
throw
put a
shooter,
good
and
free
it's
throw
like,
shooter
oh,
in.
let's just put
yeah,
our
I can
best
see
guy
both
in.
sides of it, but I feel like that it incentivizes you to injure somebody.
Well,
fair.
yeah, I mean, it's very hard to intentionally injure and cause free throws but make them miss. And anyways, that's not the point. The point is that they chose the really, really, really short, scrawny young kid on the end of the bench named Andy Holloway. And so I had to go into
Is
this
this
game.
sorry, is this to tie or is this to take the lead?
This is to tie.
Okay.
This is if
You
I
need all of them to
if
tie.
I don't make both these free throws as a scrawny, underaged, not star, we lose the championship.
So we know you made the first, right? Because everyone always makes the first.
May I, come on, let him tell the story.
All right, you tell it.
Yeah, I made the first.
See, it's the pressure always is
Made the
calm.
first free throw, came in, made it. Crowd's going wild, as you might expect. I missed the second free throw. Bounced off.
And you got the rebound and dunked it.
What?
I did not get the rebound.
Oh, man.
We lost the game. We lost the championship, and it was all my fault. And
Yay, sports.
and unfortunately,
This is
the
awful.
worst part of this story is that
The team beat you up.
my grandfather came over and scolded me for my
Are you kidding?
for my failure.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh, that's delightful.
It was the worst single memory of my childhood, and I know my dad tore him a new one.
Yeah, I was, if my dad
on the phone
did that to
afterwards,
my
his
kids?
dad, and it was just one of those things where like
Holy
I'm not,
crap, man.
I don't want that to like mark my grandfather for the rest of his life, but like it should. I'm saying it because it should.
But you haven't talked to him since.
No, he was just that kind of guy a little bit sometimes, and he apologized for it later. But it was one of those things where like you should totally remember how it impacts a child to hear something like that, because I was in this situation where like he wanted to know why I couldn't do more to help us win in the last 5 seconds of the game, and it like broke me, man. I was like devastated from that, and I
That
played
is
basketball my whole
awful.
life. But that's my childhood sports memory. It's not like
Dude.
a pick me up memory, but just the circumstances around it were crazy,
Oh.
and we did not win the championship.
Wow. Well, that's a great story. I have so many.
That is not a great story.
That
is
is a great
horrifying.
It's a sad story.
Yeah, not all. I mean, not all great stories are happy. Okay, Hamlet, pretty good story.
Ham sandwich.
Pretty good lunch.
Let's see here. Ooh, Can we tell lunch stories? All right. So I've got a lot. One of my
I'm sure.
memories is, just years
Oh, great.
of domination for one-on-one basketball,
what,
2-on-2
3 years
basketball.
older than me, coming over to my house.
Oh, just swatting
and never
every
having any
shot.
problem defeating a short little freshman.
Yeah, it was great. I think I went about 1,000-0 through those summers. But let me see. I'm actually going to go with there was a time I like you. I grew up playing basketball, living basketball. That was my life. And I think I was about freshman year in high school, and me and my two closest friends at that time who were, all we did was play basketball. We joined, I think it was like the Budweiser 3-on-3 challenge thing that was in downtown Phoenix. And this is like, you have to be a certain age, but then there's like all ages. So we're down there in the same bracket.
I hope it's 21.
No, they were the sponsor of the event, but it wasn't like you go down there and drink Budweiser and play basketball. And so I go down there, and
Here, kids.
and we are 3 small young white kids with grown men playing basketball. I mean, these other guys are like dunking. And so I decide that the best strategy for us to win is for me to just be a distraction. So I'm pulling my shorts up like we're talking sumo wrestler
Wow.
butt cheek wedgie thing, and I'm prancing around while we're playing basketball, going like just seriously trying to get the other teams to laugh. We won our first 2 games, which I thought was really impressive. Keith Peters draining threes on the outside. So it was,
Wow,
it was a
you
good time.
showed your butt cheeks.
Oh yeah,
It's not much different than this show.
right. I'm the buffoon. I'm the distraction.
Oh, and proud
and
to
now
be.
he's ready to cut Mike up.
No, I'm just look.
No, that was not. No, you were gonna.
No, tell me your tennis story.
So the only sport that I actually really participated in growing up, I mean, I dabbled here and there, but
Chess.
No, they wanted me on the chess club.
Yeah, there you go.
But I played tennis, and I think this was about second or third grade, and so you're not into a full competition, a full game, because you're still learning it. But you have all the young kids, and they go and they do a basically just a tennis skills challenge of aiming the ball, returning things, and I carried my team.
You were
team.
a tennis prodigy?
Well, let me get there. So I carried my team. This is the only trophy, the only sports trophy that I'd ever won. And I think to this day, we won a flag football, but when I was a kid, that was the only championship or like trophy I won for sports. And the coach came and he moved me up into the big kids class. So I'm like third grade, and I'm in this class with like 6th graders, and I couldn't handle it, so I dropped out.
Oh.
So I could have been.
You could have been.
I
Could have
could have
been
been
a
Pete
contender.
Sampras. I
Could have been Pete Sampras, and there's really no other higher aspiration
I was
than
trying
to be Pete Sampras.
I was trying to think of who's the American who has like the nasty serve, but he always loses.
the nasty serve that always
I feel
loses.
like it's an Andy.
Murray?
Andy.
No. You're
that's
talking
the
about
Englishman.
Yeah, Andy Murray's the English guy.
Dufresne?
No, the guy. He looks.
No, he's married to the
Yeah, and
Sports Illustrated
he
model.
looks just like Sean William Scott.
I don't know why I can't remember his name.
He looks
right now.
like Stifler.
I
Yeah.
know why you can't remember his name. Because it's tennis.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Hey, I love tennis. I think it's great.
It's not
sport.
Andy Dalton.
No, it's not Andy Dalton.
All right, that's your sports stories. I got other ones too.
Oh, I had so many. It was
I
hard to
have a
pick.
lot. No, that was it. That was it.
Hey, I'm proud of you, Mike. Good job.
All
Pete,
of your
Pete
sports
Sampras.
stories at once,
That's the
Mike.
nickname now. See ya.
Goodbye.
Andy Roddick.
Yes. Yes.